In today's video, I'm going to discuss exactly what happens when you ignore a woman. And finally, why a man needs to put himself first in every way. And I'll even go deeper and show you the psychological nuances of winning over a woman, ultimately what love means in her eyes, and the kind of man she constantly wants, thinks about and craves 24/7. Week. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm here to revitalize manhood and help get men and women ready for life. So I'm making this thread because most men normally have the dating game completely backwards. So to really dissect this awesome title, when you ignore women, you need to understand what happens. First, what we have to do is look and identify the main characteristics a man must have in his life to start dating in the first place. First of all, you have to put a price on your time, you have to put a value on your time, you have to really think about this on a deep level. The biggest reason most men are successful, the biggest reason most men haven't created the body they want, the biggest reason most men don't have the woman they want in their life, the one they really want, is because they don't value their time. Anyone gets their time, anytime, at zero cost. And because of that, their time is useless. So how do you fix this? Well, the only way to fix this is to become a man of value. The first way to be a man of value is to really value your time, the only asset. You can't get the only asset back that money cannot buy. Second, you must put a value or a price on your attention. Okay, now you're starting to get the picture. This is totally different. If you're dedicating your time to the right things, that's a good start. Are you giving up your own life and your own worth? Or are you giving up mental energy that you end up giving to the wrong people, or ultimately the types of women that don't even deserve to be in your life? First, you will be robbed of what could have been a successful day. Many times you will be robbed of what could have been a successful week or month. That's because, well, let me explain something. You have to understand that time plus focus is really what equals high value in the long run. I'll say it again, your focus will equal high value. So look at this combination two ways. If you are valuing your time, it means that you are not allowing certain people access to you at certain points. If you place value on your attention, it means that your time spent doing what you said you were going to do, whether for yourself or not, will now be focused, motivated, and likely to bear fruit. See, this is what you need to understand, is that you, as a man, need to start really valuing your success and making it your number one priority. And I don't care what that success means or looks like to you. The fact is, you have to prove to yourself that you are a man who can not only strive for excellence, but once you pursue that excellence produces success in real life. There are many men who are ambitious and tell themselves that this is good enough. In fact, their goals need to be achieved with specific markers. And the way to do that is to understand that your needs always come first. It's not the woman you're dating. It's not the needs of the women you're dating, understand that. Now you might wonder why that. Well, here's what I can tell you. If you as a man aren't putting yourself first, if you as a man aren't taking care of yourself first, if you're not in the way to be of high value, putting your time in the right places, putting your attention on the right people who deserve it, the following will happen. First of all, a woman won't even want to come into this world that you are presenting with your life, because that's the truth. Women are attracted to men who present a beautiful world to them. Which means that 92% of men are not focusing on their personal development. Compared to the male population of the planet, there are few men who manage to present a beautiful world to women. Such men are not seeking or wanting to improve their lives. That's the big lesson. 92% of men quoted are too approachable. Like thinking of a king for a second, or a boss, or a CEO. A low-level employee will not have access to the CEO. Let's say a new employee on day one will not have access to the CEO. It is not how it works. That person might have to schedule a meeting, that person might have to block out time. It's the same with a king. Let's say 1,000 years before Christ or something like that, there was a king. Here is a hypothetical situation. Let's believe that this king has thousands of people who admire him, who worship him, and above all that, he's a busy guy and worried about his reign. Given that, any random person won't have access to the king. It's simply not possible. 92% are too accessible. Not only do you have to put a price and value on your time and attention, but it can't be affordable for everyone. So once you've established that, that's important. Once that is established, if you stop caring, a woman will start to desire you, because by doing so, you are already indicating that your time needs to be earned for her. Now, there's a reason for that, the reason why if you stop caring, she'll start chasing you when she's not being validated or when she's not getting your attention. First of all, this can't be false. What you often see is men trying to use a tactic they learned from a seduction course. But you see, women are extremely smart. She will know 100% that you are pretending to be a high-value man and not really being a high-value man. That's because being a high-value man cannot be faked. And the reason why the one you are lusting after, or the one you want to start flirting with, is because she wants that attention. And she wants that validation. Here's the thing, although a high-value man has a lot going on in his life, a high-value man has more to worry about than the emotions of a girl he's dating, not because he doesn't have problems, but because he has bigger concerns. He is worried about his goals and life goals. You're worried about a petty girl's thoughts, feelings, sex messages, and emotions that might be bothering you or giving you a bad time. That's why most men are so off-center, because they're so approachable. The slightest flirty message, the slightest nuance, the slightest shift in vocal pitch is enough to demonstrate just how worthless you really are. This is something a guy can't be, this is something a high-value man shouldn't do. Man won't be high value if he acts like the other 92% quoted. Man has so much going on, he should always focus on himself. Not only is your life much more complex, but you must be fully focused on what you do. So he has more responsibility. When you have that responsibility, you have to understand first of all, you don't have the time, you don't have the energy, you don't have any mental bandwidth to waste spending on petty interactions with girls who tried to take you off center, and when I say by that, I mean people wanting to take you out of the focus of your goals. So what we have to address is the following. All girls love attention, they love any form of attention, whether it be positive attention, negative attention, the amount of guys hitting on her, the amount of friends wanting to hang out with her, etc. Now let's go to another hypothetical point, but not so far from reality. Let's take a guy who is dating and at a certain point of the day his girlfriend calls him, both spend hours talking, as if the person just wanted to hear the words, okay, that's exactly it. That's why every second that passes this guy is allowing this to happen to him, which is added excessive attention. With 2 to 3 months this woman will leave him. You know this story well. So what happens when a man actually ignores these interactions, ignores petty behavior? Well, super simple. This gives the perception of high value and status. It's a beautiful thing. Like when you really don't care, you're now giving off the perception or perceived value that you and the attention you just put on yourself are more valuable than the 99% that are too approachable. Here is where the majority completely err. Women are worn down by the psychological, not the logical. A guy will say, well, I'm high value, I value what I do, I make 6 figures a month, I do this and that, like a guy always wanting to explain to the world what he does and the value he has. He is more concerned with talking than letting people notice. Even though he's saying all of this, if he's super validating the woman automatically to her, he's yelling, hey, I'm a low-value guy, my time and my attention is worthless and I give that to everyone else. Most men also don't understand that all girls want is security, and that often comes through being careful. The care and desire a man could be giving, but all of it in a balanced way. That's all that really deep down, the woman is wanting. That care needs to be basically a balance or a reward for good behavior. Some of you may ask how to fix this issue. The answer is simple. Not giving validation and removing attention is the key to fixing. In fact, this is the key to fixing your girlfriend's bad behavior. This is the key to correcting a nuisance or coldness. You've basically given your worth for so long that your worth is probably worthless to this person, and because you're worthless, not only does a woman you're seeing and potentially dating not respect you, she's never respected your time or attention. In the first place, because I bet you gave her that from the first moment you were present in the flirtation. And chances are, the girl is on a one-way street to be validated by someone else because hers isn't worth anything anymore.